Chris Hemsworth surprise his fans? What if, suddenly, the world's biggest movie star entered your typical day? No caution. There were no visible cameras, no time to get ready. In one instant, you are merely another person in the throng, and in the next, you are directly facing the God of Thunder. Chris Hemsworth, a man with a reputation for portraying heroes on cinema, but what if his most potent moments took place off camera? Today we're delving into some of Chris Hemsworth's most amazing, morally upright, and downright startling moments that shocked his admirers. And believe me, there are times when these moments seem nearly surreal. Chapter 1. The baseball game that changed everything. At a New York Mets game, it began like any other day. High up in the nosebleed seats, a father and daughter were content to be there, despite being far from the action. Nothing noteworthy, or so they believed. Something was being arranged behind the scenes. A silent process, a surprise that would make a routine game into an enduring recollection. After a short while, everything was different. Confused and enthusiastic, they were abruptly approached and led closer to the field. After that, he showed up. Chris Hemsworth, directly in front of them. No caution, no accumulation, simply shocked. The daughter's response conveyed everything: utter incredulity, happiness, and a moment captured in time. Because sometimes, the best surprises are the ones you never see coming. Chapter 2. The restaurant showdown you didn't expect. Now imagine going out for a normal meal and suddenly being served by a Hollywood superstar. Sounds impossible, right? Well, not when Chris Hemsworth teams up with James Corden. In one of the most hilarious moments ever, the two went head-to-head in a restaurant server battle. But this wasn't just comedy, it was chaos. Both competing to impress unsuspecting guests, fighting for attention, trying to outdo each other in charm, humour, and service. And then Chris spots one guest, a woman who had absolutely no idea what was about to happen. He walks over, confident, smooth, completely in control, and suddenly her normal dining experience turns into something unforgettable. Because being served by Thor himself, that's not on any menu. Chapter 3. When live TV went completely off script. It is expected that live television will be predictable, under control, meticulously planned. However, occasionally, unexpected things slip through. In Australia, a reporter was performing her duties as usual during a typical weather program, discussing projections, maintaining professionalism, concentrated. After that, suddenly, Chris Hemsworth enters the frame with a nonchalant gait. No announcement, not a hint, just shows up. The reporter becomes motionless. The staff is at a loss on what to do, and for a second live broadcasting turns into something wholly unpredictable. Because when a worldwide celebrity ruins your part, you no longer adhere to the script. Chapter 4. The movie theatre that lost its mind. Imagine this. You're waiting to see Thor Ragnarok in a movie theatre. The lights go down, expectations are typical, nothing out of the ordinary. However, what if, rather than viewing the film, did the film come to you? The audience was abruptly drawn into something they could never have predicted. Chris Hemsworth, Hiddleston Tom, Ruffalo Mark, that's right, putting on a humorous, low-budget live production of the movie. In the moment, the audience was in disbelief, because situations like this make it difficult to distinguish between fact and fantasy. And for those admirers, it was more than just a movie that evening. They would recount this tale for the rest of their lives. Chapter 5. The superfan who got the surprise of a lifetime. Meeting their favourite star is a dream for some fans. Others never assume that it will truly occur. Among them was Kathy, a diligent worker at Warner Bros., a huge fan of Chris Hemsworth. However, she was clueless that her typical workday was going to become remarkable. A plan was implemented with Ellen DeGeneres' assistance, calm and cautious, ideally timed. Chris enters covertly, nearer after that. He enters through the door. Kathy's response? Absolute shock, incredulity, happy. It was an unscriptable moment, because sometimes the greatest rewards arrive when you don't expect them. Chapter 6. When the prank became the surprise. Chris Hemsworth is used to surprising people, but this time, the roles were reversed. While visiting a dinosaur exhibit, everything seemed normal. Fans approached him, asked for photos, nothing unusual, until one interaction felt just a little off. A fan didn't want a selfie with him. Instead, they asked him to take a photo of them. Strange, but okay, Chris agrees. And then, the truth hits. It was a setup, a prank, orchestrated by none other than Mr. Beast. For once, the God of Thunder was the one caught off guard, and honestly, seeing that reaction made it even better. Chapter 7. From 0 to 70,000 people. Now this one is different. Not a quick surprise, not a prank. This took commitment. 2 full months. Chris Hemsworth decided to learn something completely new, drumming. Why? To surprise 70,000 people at an Ed Sheeran concert. No experience, no shortcuts, just hard work. And when the moment finally came, he stepped onto that stage, in front of thousands. The pressure? Unreal. But he did it anyway, because sometimes the best surprises aren't about shock. They're about effort, growth, and stepping way outside your comfort zone. Chapter 8. The fan who risked everything. Not all surprises are planned. Some just happen. While filming Extraction in India, Chris experienced something intense. A fan, determined, relentless, chasing his vehicle through heavy traffic on a motorcycle, just for a chance to meet him, to get an autograph. It was dangerous, unpredictable, and honestly a little scary, but it also showed something deeper, the impact one person can have on millions. Because to that fan, this wasn't just a celebrity, this was someone worth risking everything for. Chapter 9. The most emotional surprise of all. Not every surprise is loud, or funny, or chaotic. Some are quiet, deep, personal. During a powerful moment reflecting on his future and fears, Chris was faced with something heavy, the possibility of memory loss, of forgetting the life he's built, the people he loves. And then came a surprise he never expected. His wife, transformed through age makeup, standing before him as a glimpse into the future. It wasn't funny, it wasn't light-hearted. It was real, emotional, human. And in that moment, Chris Hemsworth wasn't a superhero. He was just a man, facing something we all fear. Chapter 10. The heroes who showed up when it mattered most. And finally, the most meaningful surprises often happen far away from cameras. While filming Thor Ragnarok, Chris and Tom Hiddleston did something simple but powerful. They visited a children's hospital, dressed as Thor and Loki, bringing smiles, laughter, and a little bit of magic to kids who needed it most. No spotlight, no performance, just presence. Because sometimes, being a hero has nothing to do with movies. So the next time you see Chris Hemsworth on screen, remember, the real magic might not be in the movies. It might be in the moments no one expects. Which surprise shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because you never know what story we're uncovering next.